I know for a fact Monty had so much fun making this episode, because all the movements with the characters dancing in this episode, that was Monty playing Dance Central Revolution. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And so seeing Monty's movements as you saw the characters dance, I couldn't help but fucking laugh, because it was so funny seeing the characters move like that, and doing like Monty's type of dancing style. He seriously does that. I'm not joking. There's a video somewhere on YouTube where Monty dances like that, and I couldn't help but laugh when I saw, how Rooster Teeth made this episode with that. Now, I just want to give Rooster Teeth 10 plus points overall for the dancing in this. The dancing in this episode by far stands out the most in this episode in my eyes, because I know it had to be ridiculously hard to animate and put proper CGI in the dancing of this episode, and so I give Rooster Teeth props where it deserves when it comes to the animation in that scene. It looked really good. Now, the music. That is something I actually don't compliment Rooster Teeth a lot on, which I need to do more. I love how Rooster Teeth used that soundtrack in the dance section. When you just saw, John and Nico starting to dance and all that, I was just laughing so hard, because it's so funny how you see John in a fucking dress, he's dancing in a dress, you see Nico's beside him, you see all the iconic characters dancing and all that. It was too much. It was too much. That alone, honestly, with a fanboy type rating, I'd probably give it a 10 out of 10 just for that. But let's dive in deeper to this episode, because that's not all this episode really had to offer. It had a lot more to offer than that entire dance scene of the episode. And so, a lot of shippers, when it comes into terms of Weiss and Neptune, or John and Nikos, probably were really happy about this episode, because John realizes, or probably has keyed in, that Nikos actually loves him, because Nikos finally reveals her true feelings, kind of, I guess, in an indirect way she reveals her feelings, but still, I think John probably now understands what Nikos meant when she said she would probably go out with someone like, John. I think he caught on, and that's why he asked her to a dance, and why he told Neptune to go dance with Weiss, or go talk to her. So I like how Rooster Teeth added that character development. There was a lot of character development in this episode. Now, the character development, the main central focus of the character development I liked was Nikos. Nikos, as a character, she pretty much learned to express her true feelings. Like I said, even though it was indirect, she still flat out said it to John, and John knows that. So now, the coupling of these two most likely is going to become permanent. They might become a full-on couple before Volume 2 of RWBY ends, which makes me very excited. Now, let's jump on to the entire bit with Weiss and Neptune. Weiss and Neptune, they're starting to, hit it off in the middle of this episode. You're starting to see how they're talking in the chair. We find out that Neptune has a bad thing when it comes to terms of dancing. Like, he can't dance. He like, sucks at dancing. And the way he opens up to John and says that, it really shows positive aggression for his character, too. And so I like how Rooster Teeth fit in all this different character development for these individual characters, and it made all the romance just so much more believable, and it was really enjoyable to watch. And I like how they handled it in this episode. Now, past the entire bit with, Weiss and Neptune, Nikos and John, let's jump into the bit at the end of this episode. Cinders raids the headquarters of the school, and she steals some information. Some major information that we don't technically know what it is. We don't know what information Cinder stole, but we can calculate enough that it's going to be something major to the overall plot, and it's probably going to eventually lead into a war, since there's been a lot of war talk in Volume 2 of RWBY. So I expect this information to be very dire, and it's probably something very, 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 very bad. Maybe a top secret experiment, research material, secret dust research, I don't know. Because, Rooster Teeth did talk about dust, 2 weeks back or so when they made that little special episode video. They talked about dust. And maybe what Cinder was trying to find in the files is something top secret with dust. Maybe they made something top secret with dust and she was trying to find a location of it and found it. That could be it if we think about it. So, pretty much, I still believe that Cinder might be the mother of RWBY, because, like I said, we never saw a body to RWBY's mother, okay? And we know technically she's dead. But we have never saw a corpse, and Rooster Teeth, doing what they did last episode, like I said, it made me believe that Cinder, it might be the mother to RWBY, because the hairstyle color is the same. You look at it. It's possible. I could be 100% wrong. I could be flat out wrong when I think Cinder could be RWBY's mother, but it's still a possibility, because, I mean, Rooster Teeth's trying to make this series, RWBY, based off of, like, other type of anime. It really is. You can really see a lot of anime influences in this series, and so I feel like if they want to do a major plot twist, it would definitely be Cinder being, you know, related some form or fashion to Yang or RWBY. Episode, for the most part, progressed well. It was a good episode. I love the feels of it. I love when Cinder just sneaks in the middle at the end of the episode to where she just starts dancing like it is a party, and I love how Rooster Teeth ended that. That was just so good. So, I'm really hyped up for next week's episode. I can't wait to see exactly what is going to happen, and truthfully, it's getting better and better by the episode. Rooster Teeth has outdone themselves when it came to Season 2 of this series. They're definitely progressing the plot in a very, very good direction. Because now I'm starting to care about all the characters, we're starting to find some backstories out, we're seeing how the characters' personalities are starting to intermingle a lot more, and we're starting to finally see the progression they've had since the very beginning. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about this week's episode of RWBY? Are you hyped up for next episode? And truthfully, are you shocked to see, you know, John in a fucking dress? I mean, how do you all feel about that? I mean, are you freaking shocked? I know I was. But anyways, you have a wonderful day or night, wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.